So what I'm seeing is leaders saying, I know I should.
Hmm.
I know I should, but then they don't.
Yeah.
And they don't because like it's so awkward and it's so challenging. And I'd love for you to give us a little bit more about how you work to manage that because it sounds to me like you're saying, okay, the right way to do this is not by starting with the feedback, it's almost starting by the feed forward, saying,
Yeah.
where are you going? And now we have a context on upon which I can start to give you feedback that feels a little bit less awkward because we already set the groundwork.
Yeah. Yeah. Field forward. I love it. Exactly. The feedback piece is secondary, tertiary. It's really about mapping out where are you going? What is the purpose of your role? Having that clarity of purpose and knowing that there needs to be prioritization there. Quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, the school year, there are different ways in which different markers are going to be hit. And so that clarity of of priorities, of goals, super hard, especially in our business, which is not quantitative by design in many ways. You educate a
Mhm.
child and the whole, you don't want to teach to the test. That's
Right.
that's 101. So then what does that mean in terms of some of the growth and growth mindset sort of outcomes and frankly outputs that you want to be able to manifest? So the first is really that clarity of this is the role of the individual. This is their place also within the organization. And then having that discipline to go back to some of those priorities and also change them in real time. Like there does need to be certain processes where, it could be that you had 25 goals for the first half of the year and that just burned people out or diluted,
Hmm.
that kind of thing. So there is absolutely that moment of just again making that implicit explicit. We're here to teach our kids. Okay, come on now. What is that? Right, what does that mean? And honestly, the field of education and Jewish education is so much more advanced in that because we do know what it takes for a second grader to matriculate to a third grader at some, base level. And you can measure progress in these years that are so pliable of the students and also just in terms of teacher readiness and the ways in which the curriculum, how they actually bring that in. So really it is that feed forward. It's just the
Right.
clarity of role and expectations.